Hey folks, welcome to Affiliate Nerd Out. I'm your nerderator Dustin House, spreading that good word about affiliate marketing. You're gonna find me here live every Tuesday and Thursday at 12:15 Pacific time. So stop by, put it on the calendar, and hang out with me and my guests. And my guest today is Gabriella Covey, owner of Bright Valley Marketing. Welcome to the Nerdatorium, Gabby.
Thank you for having me, Dustin.
Awesome. We are not going to be in a live session today. This is previously recorded due to time constraints from our schedule, but that's not going to stop our conversation about digital PR, which I'm super excited to hear more about. If you would like to be a guest and sit in Gabby's seat, go to dustinhouse.com/nerd and throw out a topic that you'd like to nerd out about. But without further ado here, Gabby, who are you?
Well, hi everyone. My name is Gabrielle Covey. I'm the founder and managing director of Bright Valley Marketing, and we are a boutique SEO and digital PR a link building agency. Yeah, based in Sacramento, California, but we serve clients nationwide, worldwide, universe wide. I don't know.
Oh my gosh. I didn't realize you were so close to me. I'm in Placerville.
Oh yeah, well we're like neighbors. We could have
We
done
are
this
digital neighbors for sure. We could have done this in person. That's hilarious.
first. Yeah.
Um, Amazing. And you and I have never met officially in person, but you've been on my radar for years. And one thing that really stood out is the interview you did with Authority Hacker not too long ago that was just really impressive. Uh, just knowledge drops, and I was excited that you wanted to be a part of this as well.
Thanks for watching it. I try to provide as much value as I can, and just I felt like I rambled a lot, but I guess I threw in some golden nuggets here and there.
I mean, you have to ramble on a podcast that lasts an hour plus. Like it's just inevitable. It's going to happen.
Yeah, it was a pretty long. It was my first podcast too, so I was like, oh.
Oh my God, you did so well. You're a natural. Like,
Well, thank you, thank
fantastic.
you.
So tell us about Bright Valley Marketing. I want to start off with the name origin story. How did we get here?
Yeah, the name origin. So I started my agency at the end of 2013, beginning of 2014. At the time, I was based in Santa Cruz, but my parents had moved to Sacramento. Sacramento is the valley.
Yeah.
So I was like, what can I name the company? And I wanted it to have a very positive, kind of uplifting connotation to it when people hear it. And I thought, Bright Valley Marketing just had that ring to it. Bright like the sun. I everything, there's a lot of like sun influence in my life. Like I draw a lot of energy from being in the sun, bright uplifting colors, so all of that kind of tied into the name, and it felt really good, and I just like stuck to it ever since.
Oh, awesome. I love that story. And I always feel so much warmer about a person that comes up with a name that has some kind of meaning behind it. These name origin stories can go a lot of different ways, but I love that natural aspect to marketing. I think there's a need for it. I've been into cold plunging lately. You sound like you're into the natural, like sunlight therapy. You've been doing the cold plunges yet?
I've tried that before, and I will not do that very
Not
often.
again. Okay.
I don't like it. I do sauna bathing though. I again, I'm drawn to the heat, to the warmth. I never like the cold. I know it's really good for you, but I just, for some reason, I'm like, it's so cold. I can't put up with this. I can't do it. Can't do it. Sorry. I'll stick to
Uh,
it.
that's all right. I would say sunners, people that are loving the sun, don't brag about it nearly as much as the people that are getting in the cold baths. Like they love to brag about how cool they
I know.
are.
I know. I just increased my biological age by like 10 years because I do this. I'm like, oh, great. Good for you.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody's got their thing though.
Good.
All right. So tell us about Bright Valley. What do you guys do and who you're serving out there?
Yeah, so we primarily focus on digital PR at the moment, and of course SEO. We do a little bit of Google Ads as well. We serve a lot of different customers, most industries actually, e-commerce, home services. Yeah, just food industry, just a
Mm,
variety of industries, except kind of like the more like questionable, unethical ones.
okay.
And that's actually one of the reasons why I started my agency, because I wanted to focus on serving the clients that share the same values, and yeah, have the same sort of perspectives as I do, instead of the ones that are like out there to scam people, or because I've worked with clients like that at my previous agency that I worked with, where I was like the SEO director, and I was just like, I don't want to help you. I don't feel like you should, you don't deserve to be visible online and get more customers that you can scam. So, so I was like, yeah, yeah. Yeah, so we service just about everyone. Affiliate sites, of course. Yeah, so I have a big soft spot for affiliate sites, especially now with all the crazy algorithm updates that has made, they've made affiliate sites just much harder to succeed online and
Oh,
created
yeah.
more challenges. Google's really cracked down on that. So we love affiliates. Manage a few affiliate sites ourselves. So yeah, so primarily SEO, digital PR. Yeah, we can talk a little bit more about digital PR too.
Fantastic. And what about your background in affiliate marketing? How did you get started with affiliate?
Yeah, so I actually heard about the concept in 2016. Funnily enough, it was through a Authority Hacker, because they've been around for a while,
Yeah.
and got me with a YouTube video. I was like, oh, okay. It was an ad. I was like, okay, click, and then I bought the course, and I've had it ever since, and been part of their community. And but I just never had the time of day to like explore affiliate marketing. I kept myself in the loop over the years with this type of marketing, and it was only until I think, yeah, 2 years ago that was like, okay, no, it's time to really focus on this, because this is so awesome. Like, I love the model, and I feel like it has a lot of yeah, there's a lot of benefits to the model too. And so we started managing some affiliate sites ourselves, and have applied the SEO strategies and techniques that we apply to other websites on those affiliate sites. And yeah, we're seeing some really good results. So, I don't want to like, talk too much about my wins, because I know that there's so many people that have gotten hammered with the latest algorithm updates.
Oh, all
And
right.
I don't want to be like, oh, well, we're doing great, but I think there's lessons to be learned from the sites that are excelling during these difficult times online, and apply those same strategies to the ones that are not doing as well. So there's a lot of learning to be gained here.
Awesome. And we'll talk a little bit more about those latest Google updates because that is a big topic in the SEO space right now. But your background in affiliate, much like many people in this career or in this field, if you will, fell into affiliate eventually. Just and once you get into it, it sinks its claws into you and keeps you around. So it's a profitable game, and your services seem to be really tapping into a market that is underserved, which is an incredible value. I don't know a lot of digital PR agencies, and I'd love to know more uh, about what you guys do. So, a great starting point: digital PR. Can you define it? What is it?
Yeah, yeah. So, in a nutshell, digital PR is the process of getting your website featured in media outlets online, which usually results in a backlink to your website. And the way that you do that is by creating compelling content and pitching that content to journalists that are relevant, that would be interested in covering your campaign. So they pick up your press release, and they're like, "Oh, this is great. This is interesting." And then they write up their own article, publish it on their media site, CBS News, ABC News, Boston Herald, whatever it is, whatever outlet that they work for, they write for. And then as a result, you get a juicy, high DR, white hat earned backlink that is
Mm,
so hard to replicate. Like, your competitors can't just go and talk to Boston Herald and say, "Hey, I'll pay you $1,000. Get me a link there." And some media outlets do have like those sponsored sections, right? But they clearly disclose like, this is sponsored content. And I
okay.
think the weight of those articles is much less than the ones that get featured on the homepage of that media site with,
Hmm.
with your article, with your backlink. So there's a lot of differences there, but that's kind of digital PR in a nutshell.
Okay, awesome. And for those people that are interested in digital PR, you mentioned like the clientele that you were taking on. You had some affiliates, you have some brands, and really not agnostic to one particular niche. You do e-com, you do nutrition, you stay away from romance, if you will, or maybe nefarious spots. But who are the clients that you're really like honed in on and focused on helping out there with digital PR?
Yeah, so we love lifestyle brands, travel websites, business websites as
Mm.
well. Like I said, e-commerce. Just about we're just we don't have like a specific like type of client that we work with. But as long as you have a professional looking website, we will work with you if you fall into the niches that we generally work with. You can even be a brand new website. So there's a misconception that, oh, well, I just launched my website. Uh, can I do digital PR? And then a lot of people are like, well, no, I can't because I need, to have like 50 different articles on my site. I need this, I need that. You don't, you don't. You just need to have the basics, contact page, about page, have your website look semi professional, have decent photos, and that's it. Because the story that you come up with for your digital PR campaign is what's gonna drive the results. Journalists care more about your story than they do about you.
Mm.
So that's a good thing because yeah, the story will drive the results. So it'll work for those types of sites too.
Very interesting. And in affiliate marketing, I don't take on clients unless they reach a certain threshold of income because I want to make sure that their site is converting
Mm.
before we get affiliates driving traffic to there because we don't want to make the affiliates mad in the long run. We want to make this partnership work with a high converting website. And you're saying digital PR, you don't necessarily have that kind of threshold to work with a client.
No, because you're really dealing with journalists that are not going to be sitting around using SEO tools, checking a brand and checking to see what your traffic metrics look like. And
Mhm.
if their journalists are like on the go. They don't have time for this. They don't even know how to do this for the most part. They just really care about that story. If it speaks to them, they're going to just grab it, run with it, and credit your website.
Okay.
And yeah, usually they'll just do like a quick scan. They'll look at your website. Okay, there's an about page. There's like a contact page. There's an address. Like, so they'll look at the basic like EAT type of stuff. But beyond that, like they're not gonna spend hours like researching about you and checking all these details. Like they don't care about that.
So what I'm picking up is like the biggest benefit might be in the SEO space, but are there any like other benefits to digital PR besides getting more traffic to your site? Um, what would these benefits be essentially?
Yeah, I mean, these are sort of like, so obviously the big benefit is getting, those backlinks, right? Those juicy do follow backlinks from these
Ooh,
media sites. That's
yeah,
going to help your SEO. But then there's also that the indirect benefits of get like growing the brand signals. I call them brand signals, like getting your company name out there on the internet, being talked about by different media sites. If you look at Tesla, Nike, Disney,
hmm,
big brands get talked about in the media all the time, and then that kind of by doing digital PR continuously for your website, you are growing your brand signals. You're driving referral traffic to your website. You're gonna get people searching for your brand name online because they've read this article on this media site and they want to kind of know more about you. So then you start getting more branded searches, and that, I mean, from what I've been hearing from other SEO people, that has like an impact on your overall SEO. So if you get people searching for your brand, that's really important from an SEO standpoint. So it all kind of ties back into you building a solid brand that is not just like this like tiny little website, but actually is growing in visibility and is playing in the big boys league, so to speak,
for
with
sure.
the big brands that are always talked about.
So with the clients that you have, they have to have some kind of strong call to action, I would assume. And is this something that your agency works with them on before you release a campaign like this?
So with a campaign, so you're not necessarily trying to sell anything. You are just you're producing content, data driven content, and what we usually do is we create like a linkable asset that we put on the client's website, and that linkable asset is there to basically encourage journalists to link to it. So in the end, journalists will either they'll link to the client's homepage and also the linkable asset page, but on that page itself, there's no like specific like call to action. We actually don't want that page to be salesy at all. We want to get links to that page and funnel some of those the links from the media sites to the client's money pages. So within that linkable asset, there might be like a little commentary section that the client produces, but we usually produce to them, where we actually link out to some of their money pages in a very like subtle fashion, and then that kind of pushes out the link juice to those pages, which those pages obviously have call to action buttons and buy now and or view on Amazon, etc. So we try to keep that page very neutral, very like non-salesy.
Okay, that makes sense. What about the affiliates that you work with? How does this help affiliates in the digital PR space?
Yeah, so digital PR helps affiliates, I think, a lot, because digital PR, the types of links that you get from digital PR are so legitimate, so white hat. You're not going out and buying links, you're earning them. You're doing exactly what Google wants to see. So it creates a sense of legitimacy. You're doing things the right way. You're getting the right types of backlinks to your website, and you're making Google happy. You're showing Google that you are a legitimate website. Okay, you're real. You are trustworthy. You're trustworthy enough that these media sites are linking to you. So I think that again, it creates those sends those brand signals to Google and shows Google that you're a real website. And of course, so with digital PR, it's not going to solve like your EEAT issues whatsoever. It's going to enhance them. But if you don't have like the right content on your website, if you're just doing like a product roundup review and you're faking it, like you haven't actually reviewed the article or the products, you haven't you don't have original pictures of the product and all those things, like this is not going to help you. You need to have the basics in place, but this adds that extra level of legitimacy. It sort of pushes your website into the realms of real brands.
Okay, gotcha. And the SEO value, you can't complain about that. That might be the biggest value for if you're in the SEO game. You're getting domain links from huge
PRs,
domain authorities like
yeah,
80s, 70s, right? Uh,
90 times, yeah, there's quite a
cool.
few DR 90 plus, yeah, so those are those are pretty big names, and a lot of the times these journalists will refer to you in their articles like the experts at blah 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 say blah blah, so like they actually refer to you as an expert, which is like wow, like Google will see that website referred to your website as an expert, and I mean,
Excellent.
that kind of just makes you an expert. Sort of,
Beautiful.
I'm simplifying it, but
For sure. So the SEO value, without a doubt. What about affiliates that might have like listicles where they have, the five best brands for email marketing, five best companies, and they list them out. It's a beautiful piece of artwork for conversion of like sending people that are interested in that topic to the brands that they believe in, and they're going to earn affiliate commissions. Are you working with any affiliates that are using digital PR campaigns to drive more traffic to that page to give it more authority?
so sort of like it's again, it's very indirect. So
Mhm.
sometimes we will link out to the money pages within like a press release. We try to do it very subtly. So we try
Ah,
to encourage journalists to link to that page, but then it just comes off as like sort of almost like spammy, like to the
okay.
discerning journalist. Like they'll be like, why are they trying to link to, like the best VPNs in 2024? Like what does that have to do? So we try to do that sometimes, but overall, like we avoid doing that, and we just try to get the journalists to link to the homepage or the linkable asset page, and
Mm,
again, then in that linkable asset page, the client can just link out to their money pages, or I mean, we don't recommend doing this, but it's up to the client to do this. After 6 months, after a year, whatever, a couple months, they can just redirect that entire, linkable asset page to their money page. So
Oh, excellent. Okay, so
yeah,
the site that you should be using digital PR to link to should be informational, not
yeah,
transactional, is what I'm gathering.
exactly. Yes,
Okay,
yes, yes.
beautiful. All right. And you mentioned something about TV as well. Like there are huge benefits to getting on TV, not only for sourcing the news outlets that will provide articles and backlinks to you later, but what are some of those other benefits of getting on TV?
Yeah, getting on TV is sort of a byproduct of a really good campaign. Journalists will sometimes come to us and they're like, "Oh, is the spokesperson from the press release available for an interview today in 10 minutes?" And we're like, "Ah!" We're like try to text the client and everything. So they like to move very quickly. But so when the clients do get on TV, that is like they can literally take that TV segment, put it on their website, because oftentimes these journalists will then publish the TV segment on their website or like on YouTube or something. So then you as like the client, you can take that, put it on your website, say as featured on TV. Like I don't know, you can really just play up the brand signals, create a in the press page on your website. We have that for all the affiliate websites that we manage. Of solid in the press, like
Mhm.
tab in the navigation, we show off. You got to show off everywhere that you've been featured and get people to trust you, because when people start trusting you, Google starts to trust you. It's all kind of like the same. So you gotta get comfortable speaking on TV, if that opportunity comes, because it's so priceless.
Beautiful. Just be ready for it when you run these campaigns. And for those that are out there that might be on a budget, what are we looking at for a good digital campaign? What is it going to cost somebody to run a campaign with you in this kind of sense?
Yeah, so we have performance pricing. So we our performance or our pricing depends on the outcome of the campaign. Like if we land
Oh,
you a ton of links, then we charge a little bit more, but
okay.
it starts at $6,000. $6,000.
Oh, wow. Okay. And for that makes total sense. I mean, I love that you have a model in the performance basis because landing those big ones. Um, is it harder for you guys to land big ones for smaller brands, or like what's the determining factor of getting the really big ones?
The big results, it's the story.
Ah, okay.
It comes down to the story. The website again doesn't matter. Your website, Dustin, sorry, it just does not matter.
But I work so hard on my website.
It's all about the story.
Okay. All
So
right.
really, if we've got a really good story, yeah, I mean, we recently just landed, like it was 186 backlinks for a pizza oven company from a and like three TV segments. It was just crazy. It just kept like coverage just kept coming in. So it was just a really fun story. Fun stories tend to do really well. Upbeat, lighthearted, but also kind of like the negative ones too. So kind of
Mhm.
like the polar opposite types. So if you've got something that's like bland and kind of like not interesting, that's down the middle, you generally don't get as much coverage. So, but it really comes down to the story. And if you've got a good story, you can get so much coverage.
Awesome. And what defines a good story? Like, what have you seen as like successful good stories?
Yeah, absolutely. So a successful story is something that is newsworthy, that is relevant to society, that is interesting, that is, it creates a talking point, right? That it gets people talking. Like if a journalist runs with a story, we ideally want to have a story that will create a lot of spark a lot of online dialogue. It will get people debating in the comments section. Yeah, I agree with this. Oh no, this is so wrong. Like why did Sacramento come out at number 3 for like the best cities to, I don't know, start a business or something.
Mhm.
So you want to spark debate, you want to get people talking, you want to get people sharing that content, because the more shareable your story is, the more engaging it is, the better it makes the journalist look. So if you can make the journalist look really good, and you can give them a really interesting, compelling topic that will get their readers like engaged and sharing the story with everyone, then that's a winner, because journalists like to do that. Journalists also like stories that help them feel like proud, and like, oh, here, our state came out number 1 for blah 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 blah, and then they like to have that sense of pride and share that with their audience, to make their because a lot of these journalists work for regional media outlets,
Okay.
so they like to kind of, they like to show off, kind of,
Yeah. I can get that. And so the campaigns that you run, uh, to have a successful story, uh, when you guys do find that success story, you mentioned that pizza oven company with 3 like plugs on TV. It's incredible. But are you guys running that campaign that whole time, or is the company taking over at some point to uh, log these things in to book these kinds of sessions?
Nope, it's all hands off. So all the client has to do is just approve the press release, and
Okay.
the linkable asset, get that linkable asset uploaded to their website. But we can even do that for them if it's like a WordPress website. If it's like a custom CMS, then we just hand it off to the client for their dev to upload. But after that, it's like pretty hands off. Like everything, just we handle everything, the outreach, and just monitoring results, monitoring all the media mentions, and reporting it back to the client.
Oh, how do you guys monitor that? Is there certain tools you use besides maybe like, Google,
Alerts, oh,
alerts? Yeah. They're terrible.
yeah, they don't pick up. So none of the media monitoring tools will pick everything up at the right time. So we use, like, I think we use 3 or 4 different tools.
Wow.
Ahrefs alerts, but also the main tool that we use is the internal tool that from our media database. Cision Media Database has their own like media monitoring tool, so we
Mhm.
generally use that. We use mention.com. Mention.com is probably something that your listeners might be interested in. I think their plans are like, they start at like $80 a month or something like that. But of course, there's Google Alerts. Obviously, that's free. Ahrefs. So you just want to get your plug in your brand name, your website name into all these tools, so that way you're checking what coverage comes in when it comes
Yeah.
in.
Oh
Maximize.
man. I'm a SEMrush user, but
Oh,
Ahrefs, I'm accustomed to it, but there's just so many tools within those tools that it is overwhelming. I've never even recognized that's a possibility.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And they're always like releasing new functionalities. I can hardly keep up.
It's tough. It really is, especially in the SEO realm. Like if you're playing around with it. All right. So you've got these campaigns that start out with brands that are ready to invest and tell that good story. What about those brands that are a little bit on the budget savvy side? Is there any way for them to maybe upskill to like try a digital PR campaign on their own?
Yeah, I mean, you can. So, for those types of websites, what I recommend doing is looking at existing campaigns that are being run by other companies and sort of
Mm.
reverse engineering. If you look at one of my favorite sites is like CNBC, they publish like studies, surveys, data, like data campaigns all the time from other companies, and like you can just literally follow their Facebook page, and so every day they're like publishing, oh, a new study shows that, I don't know, Pennsylvania workers are blah 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 blah. So if you look at what's being done right now and what's getting coverage, you can sort of reverse engineer and start to see different trends. Like, oh, okay, well, this campaign, I see that the campaign angle is like really really negative, and that got people talking. So that's probably why maybe it was successful, or like this one
Mm.
had this angle, and like this one did this. And so you start to kind of reverse engineer it, maybe even use ChatGPT and plug in like all the different studies and campaigns that are currently being done, and then ask ChatGPT what are the trends that you find for these campaigns. Like, what makes these campaigns similar? What do you think? Like, you can play around with that. I love using ChatGPT. It's like my little marketing assistant.
Hmm. Uh, Everybody loves playing around with it. Not everybody is adept at the prompting
Oh,
capabilities. I mean, it's tough if you're a beginner using ChatGPT for these kind of functions. I'm glad you're playing around with it though.
yeah, and also just and I wanted to share too. So if you're trying to do this yourself, you can use ChatGPT and ask it to play the role of like a journalist and say,
Ah,
"Hey, you're a journalist. You work for a major consumer media outlet. If you come across this story, and then you like include the story that you want to run with, would you feature it on your website? Why or why not? Like, what makes this a captivating story, or what makes this story not good?" So you can kind of just have ChatGPT provide you with those insights, and then I mean it's really helpful.
that's an incredible value add for those out there trying to do this on a budget and getting started in the affiliate realm, especially. And particularly, I'm interested in using this entire strategy on my software, Affystash, which
Hmm.
would make a lot of sense to try to get the backlinks as we're growing the SEO. So I'm really interested in playing around with this altogether.
Yeah, yeah, it would be good. Your website would work really well. You can do sort of like business related campaigns. I think that would work
Okay,
really well. That
gotcha. How about affiliate programs? Like, what if has anybody been creative enough to say, like, hey, we want more affiliates signing up and we want high quality affiliates signing up and we want to rank higher for best affiliate programs somewhere. Have you run into this circumstance where brands use digital PR to promote their affiliate program?
Not personally. No, I haven't. Yeah, because the primary goal of like our campaigns is really to just drive backlinks, get backlinks to the client's like homepage and the linkable asset page. Those are kind of like that's the main goal. And then whatever, that getting those backlinks to like their homepage will have a positive effect on their entire like website, so they can start
Mm,
ranking higher for those pages as well.
okay, okay, that makes sense. As we wind things down here, one of the last topics is um, digital PR in like getting started. What's the first thing somebody can do before coming to you to get this campaign started? What do they need to work on first?
I think what's really important is to kind of familiarize yourself with what digital PR is and what isn't. And there's so
Oh,
many different articles out there online. Like, you can literally just Google digital PR or watch my Authority Hacker
yes,
podcast. I think I
I
kind
think
of
you did a good job here. So,
thank you. Yeah, so I think because there's a lot of misconceptions too about what digital PR is, but then what it actually isn't. Like there's just you have to kind of like understand the fundamentals a little bit, so that you can better understand the process and the results that you can expect, and whatnot. Yeah, so I think that's where you can just get started. Just do a little bit of research, follow some thought leaders on LinkedIn. There's a lot of people, a lot of different agencies that do digital PR, and they use LinkedIn a lot.
okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Does your agency have an affiliate program? Because I've got a lot of affiliates that could use your service.
Let's talk after this after this podcast.
Sounds good. All right. Lastly, how do we connect with you, Gabby?
Yeah, so you just shoot me an email, Gabby, Gabby at brightvalleymarketing.com, or just visit our website and fill out the contact form, brightvalleymarketing.com. And yeah, you can follow me on YouTube. I've been trying to publish different little, videos here and there in my spare time. So hopefully those are people like those. So you can follow me there. LinkedIn as well, just search for my name. So that's kind of where I hang out.
All
I don't
right.
do TikToks and all that stuff. Too much
Oh,
work.
you're not doing the TikTok, huh? All
I
right.
should, I'm too old for that. I'm too old for that.
Oh,
That's
that's insane. That's insane talk. Uh, yeah, did TikTok is hot
I know.
for affiliate right now. Like you better get into it before you fall behind. And it could be even great for those influencers that are interested in expanding
Hmm.
their reach as well. So
Uh,
could be something
all
hot for you. Um,
right. Thanks for the tip.
well, thank you for all these tips. Really appreciate your time and thanks for being here. Um, signing off for Affiliate Nerd Out. Keep on recruiting, folks, and we'll see you out there.
Guys, thanks, Dustin.
Bye.
Bye.